see the ring now. There's us.
Here we are.
You guys look beautiful. His reign over the division now dates back to April of 2013.
We're back live at the Helderdome in Arnhem, the Netherlands, for by far the biggest kickboxing event of the year, ladies and gentlemen, as all roads lead to the unification, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, Rico Verhoeven versus Tariq Osaro. Over 20,000 fans expected here tonight as we witness, perhaps, kickboxing history alongside the Hall of Famer Joseph Valtellini. My name is Todd Grisham, and Joe, top to bottom, how would you describe this card?
Well, I mean, it's stacked. It's feeling good, but I mean, all fight week, I got this nerve, this energy. You know it's a big card when you get this extra feeling. Then when you look at the card, Robbie Timmers brought all the big boys out for this card tonight.
A lot of these fights 50-50. We just don't know which way they're going to go, which makes tonight even more fun as we look at the bouts. We have a total of 11. 3 of them will be on our prelim fights. And Joe, which one of these 3 raises your eyebrows the most?
Well, I think it's going to be Robin Ciric versus Ouzgni. We know Ciric has fought in Glory, made a name for himself also in the House of Glory, but Ouzgni, there's a lot of hype around this young Moroccan kid who could be the next big talent, a lot of people saying.
And Petros Freitas, fighting out of Brazil, makes his Glory debut. A lot of big things expected out of him as well. Then, coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern local time here in the Netherlands, or 8:30. So is that 6:30? Sorry, 6:30 local time here in the Netherlands. Our main card gets underway. And Joe, just look at the numbers next to the games. All of these fighters in the top 10.
I mean, just from top to bottom, stacked. Vitalis Chikmusa, that's a featherweight fight that you definitely don't want to miss. El Bouni, Mr. Slick taking on the power puncher Latescu. Then a welterweight fight I think I'm extra into. It's that Jay Overmeer versus Chico Kwasi. Both kind of the next big talents and potential stars in the division.
Of course you're excited about the welterweights. You're a former Glory welterweight champion. Then we get to the meaty part of the card, ladies and gentlemen. A total of 3 world title fights. But before that, it's the return of Hamicha.
Yeah, Hamicha, the one-name wonder we call him. Just known for his knockout power, his aggression. I mean, that's why kind of we're really excited to see him, the way he finishes people. But personally, I got to say that Donovan Wisse, Michael Boapeah, it's got the energy, the beef behind it. The way both of these guys fight, that's one you got to really keep an eye on.
We'll talk more about our middleweight and light heavyweight championships in just a minute. But, of course, all the roads lead to that big one, the king of kickboxing versus a guy whose nickname does not match his demeanor, or his size at least. That's Cookie.
Yeah, so much little storylines in this one big fight. The big fast rise of Cookie. Rico Verhoeven being off for the last couple years. The knee injury. Can the king still be as dominant as we see against that momentum of Cookie?
So many storylines to tell you about tonight. Let's just hit on a couple. Hamicha returning to the ring after a 2-year absence because of multiple injuries. And then we've got Wisse versus Boapeah. That fight's going to be crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, Tusashi, remember, taking this fight on 4 days' notice as a middleweight, so dreams for him if he can get a win.
And then you just carry it through, and then I'll pick this. So I'll do this one and this one, Joe. You do the 2 title fights.
Okay.
So you're talking about Abena.
And then Abena, I mean, just so talented, so strong, motivated, supposed to fight Tariq Kebabes, but he was ready for anyone, so he's prepared to take on a nothing-to-lose Tusashi.
And then by the end of the night, we will induct our 3rd member into the Glory Hall of Fame. Who's going to join Simi Schilt and that other guy who went in as well, who's sitting to my right, Joseph Valtellini. How's life been since you became a Hall of Famer? Do people throw out the red carpet for you now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you've been a little bit nicer to me. The company's been a little bit nicer, but no, it's just a great feeling. To see everyone who's coming into that list just makes it even more special.
It's going to be weird if we just showed Boapeah and Tusashi and that thing and we're going to do it again, or no? I guess it doesn't matter. Because we just talked about it, right? Okay. All right, well, Joe, let's focus on 2 men who are getting their first career title opportunities tonight. We know all about Michael Boapeah. Mohamed Chichasi, a completely different story.
Yeah, we just saw him last in Bulgaria, and he just made his debut. And as a middleweight, that's what makes it crazy. But the craziest thing of all, he's 22 years old. He's undefeated, and the fact that he's going to be stepping up and doing...
Boapeah isn't fighting Chichasi.
They're just the young kids coming up, right?
Yeah, so, all right, so the soundbite is going to be on Boapeah. Okay, let's hear it. No, it's just tell me who's talking. Who is talking? Who's the soundbite? What person? Okay. Let's hear it now for the man who's going to be fighting Mohamed Touchassi. It's Abena.
My thoughts on fighting Touchassi on 4 days' notice. I'm looking forward to it. It's a different opponent, but I'm glad that I can fight because first the fight was off, and then they came with Touchassi, and I already told my team I'm gonna fight whoever they bring because I'm ready, I'm prepared for battle, and they brought Touchassi, so let's go.
So now we turn our attention to the heavyweights right now. Okay. All right, now let's turn our attention to that big heavyweight fight, Joe. Rico Verhoeven hasn't lost in glory in over 10 years, but he's been injured. Constructive knee surgery. Haven't seen him in a glory ring in, 24 months. What do you expect out of him tonight?
Well, I think once you're that dominant and the king and how dominant he's been over this decade, I think Rico Verhoeven still has it. I mean, maybe the first few rounds he might have to feel it out, and I think that's the most dangerous because we know how explosive and how fast Cookie is. So if I'm Cookie, I'm jumping on Rico right away. But as we've seen, Rico's durable. His way he comes back is what makes him the king.
Who's the first talker? All right, let's hear now from the king of kickboxing on what he expects tonight from Cookie.
Yeah, he has his momentum. Like I said in previous interviews, he's really in a roller coaster that's going upwards. So, yeah, definitely he deserves to be here. But yeah, he's different. He's facing a different animal right now than he ever seen before. So let's see if he's ready for that.
Like I said, I'm built different, so I have other strengths, crazy strengths. We eat Nigerian food, that's power food. So yeah, I'm active, I have the momentum, but I think I'm also willing and prepared to die that day, becoming champ. And that's another different kind of strength you have as fighter, and specific me. So I think that's the strength, willing to die.
He's got that nothing to lose mentality tonight, but Rico, on the other hand, he has everything to lose.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes it interesting. The layoff versus the momentum, the young versus the older now. So, I mean, it's a very interesting matchup, and I just can't wait to watch it.
Me either. All right, enough of us talking. Let's get you to the ring now, and Mr. Tim Hughes. Okay. Okay.
No?
We're good.
Good. So we take out this on camera then, right?
Yeah.
That'll be out. Cool. I like it. That flowed good. That would have been our nice intro live if we did it. Felt pretty good.
Try and come up with a different word instead of stacked. I think you said that 3 different times.
Stat?
Stacked.
Oh, stacked card?
S-T-A-C-K-E-D.
Oh,
yeah, you're like, man, you look at it, it's just stacked. It's loaded, stacked. What's another stacked? Not a bad fight on the card, not a mismatch on, I mean, you know.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I don't want to overthink it. If it happens, it happens.
Okay.
Kid. Just roll with it now.
You're stacked, bro. You're stacked and jacked.
Stacked and jacked.
All right.
Feel good? Throat's full?
Yeah, no.
Yep.
No, I will. Yeah. Yeah. I'll be ready. Don't worry. My energy level's great. It's just my throat. It's just my throat, man. I just know it's going to, if I push it, it's going to blow out. Feels like I'm swallowing right. Yeah. Well, Joe's being a true champ. He's carrying the load a little bit more, as you can tell. Even rode out a couple of toss to breaks. Pretty good.
Yeah. Or leaving me behind, boy.
Let me get
some napkins or something for your nose ready.
JT. You don't have to do it right now, but please, the next up here. Thank you.
Just careful sometimes doing on the camera, because sometimes it picks up.
Yeah. You're right.
Because sometimes you like, even though you lift it, I still hear that little growl.
What a stunner! Donovan Wisse has his dream come true. You guys look beautiful. His reign over the division now dates back to April of 2013.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen, and back once again at the Heldredome in Arnhem, the Netherlands. Normally the home for the Vitesse Soccer Club, but tonight it's host of the biggest kickboxing card the world has seen in 2023. My name is that too hype? My name is
good.
Todd Grisham. He is the Hall of Famer Joseph Valtellini. Joe, maybe I'm hyping it up too much, but I know there's been a buzz in the air all week long.
Oh yeah, everywhere, even in Holland, even myself, when it's a collision week, it feels like I'm fighting. You know, I get those little extra nerves. I got my new suit on, ready to go. So anytime there's a collision card, everybody's excited.
Yeah, over 20,000 fans expected here tonight. It's the hottest ticket in the country as we look at this fight card, a total of 11 fights, including including 3 prelims and 3 world title fights coming up later tonight. You're about to see these 3 bouts, and Joe, which one has your eyebrows raised the most?
Well, all of them are exciting, but a lot of these fighters were in that House of Glory show, which kind of made the name for themselves. But for me, it's Robin Ciric versus Ouzgni. Both of these guys are young, talented. We've seen Ciric before with a spectacular offense, and just a lot of noise about this young Moroccan Ouzgni being a nice, maybe future contender in the future.
And watch out for Petros Freitas, the Brazilian, in that welterweight opener. A lot of hype around him as well. Then coming up at 6:30 p.m. local time here in the Netherlands, our main card begins. And just look at the numbers next to the names, Joe. Everyone in the top 6.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start to how excited I am with this card. I mean, Iliass Hammouche, a featherweight fight you don't want to miss. I mean, Elbouni, known as Mr. Cool, taking on a power puncher in Litescu. But again, I'm going to be a little biased here, but that welterweight fight between Overmeer and Kwasi is something very special to watch. And of course, anytime you see Serkan or Bokeme fight, it's something special.
And he may not be in a world title fight, but he's got the hype of a world champion. Hamicha, he's unbeaten in glory, has won every fight by knockout.
Oh yeah, he comes forward, he's powerful, he's aggressive, he gets his knockouts, and that's why, after so many years off because of injuries, he's ready, he's excited, and we're just as excited. And then, again, those championship belts are insane.
Yeah, the middleweight title, the light heavyweight title on the line. We'll focus on those in just a minute. But of course, the coup de grace, the creme de la creme, the heavyweight world title, the interim champ versus Rico Verhoeven, the king of kickboxing. He's labeled that for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, just so dominant after so many years. But the question is, he's been off for the last 2 years. He's had injuries. Is he still the same Rico Verhoeven? Because we've seen Cookie. He's been dominant. He's been knocking everybody out. He has the momentum. So that is the question here. Does Rico still have it? And is the momentum of Cookie still there?
Let's look at some other storylines from the rest of the fight card. Hamicha, of course, returning to the ring for the first time in 2 years. And then, Joe, it's that world title fight.
And I mean, you got to think the champion, Donovan Wisse, he's honestly, to me, one of the most technical fighters that we have in glory. He's strong, he's powerful, he's got good boxing, kicks, knees, his defense is strong. So very, one of the top fighters we have on the division. But Boapeah is going to be tough. Then Abena, I mean, look at that physique, big, strong, powerful. From such a young age, he's fought the best in the division. But now he's taking on a newcomer, which is going to make this fight interesting.
And then we have our 2023 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. You'll be interested to see who goes in this year to join my colleague, Joseph Altolini and Simi Shilp. 2 men getting a world title shot for the first time, Joe. Boapeah, we know what he can do. As for Tuchasi, who the heck is this guy and why does he have a title shot?
Well, I mean, Tuchasi made his debut last show in Bulgaria. He was strong, he was confident. All we kept calling him was the little Badr Hari, the way he came out aggressive, got his finishes. He's young, he's confident, and to me, he's got nothing to lose, but if he wins, he's got greatness.
Yeah, let's hear from the man who has to face Tuchasi. That's Diaguely Camara.
My thoughts on fighting Tuchasi on 4 days' notice. I'm looking forward to it. It's a different opponent, but I'm glad that I can fight because first the fight was off and then they came with Tuchasi, and I already told my team I'm gonna fight whoever they bring because I'm ready, I'm prepared for battle, and they brought Tuchasi, so let's go.
Put yourself in Abena's shoes for a little while. Yeah, he's a bigger favorite in this fight, but he was planning to face Tariq as the tank, who has a completely different fighting style.
Yeah, he's shorter, he's more aggressive. Tuchasi, taller, different types of strikes. But I think Abena has been focusing on himself. He keeps getting better, and you don't want to give up a fight here. You'll fight anybody to be in front of this crowd and this audience. So I think Abena's making the right move.
Yeah, and wait till you see his ring introduction. He's got something special planned. Now let's talk about that heavyweight fight. Rico Verhoeven versus Cookie. Cookie, Joe, 5-1 in glory, but he's been on a big roll right now. As for Rico, he's been out for 2 years. How does that play out once the bell rings?
Well, I mean, everyone talks about this word ring rust, but you don't really know until you're there. And when you're a dominant champion like Rico Verhoeven, who's been doing it for so long, has been on this big stage many times, I think he's going to be okay. But I think the most important factor in this fight is going to be this first few rounds. Is Rico going to be a little bit more hesitant, and does Cookie come out aggressive like we see him? So that's the big storyline for me, is these first few rounds.
Let's hear what Rico Verhoeven has to say about his challenger tonight.
Yeah, he has his momentum. Like I said in previous interviews, he's really in a roller coaster that's going upwards. So yeah, and definitely he deserves to be here. But yeah, he's different. He's facing a different animal right now than he ever seen before. So let's see if he's ready for that.
Like I said, I'm built different, so I have other strengths, crazy strengths. We eat Nigerian food, that's power food. So yeah, I'm active, I have the momentum, but I think I'm also willing and prepared to die that day, becoming champ. And that's another different kind of strength you have as fighter, and specific me. So I think that's the strength, willing to die.
Well, that certainly is a strength if he's the only one to do so. But we've seen Rico, especially in his last couple fights, dig deep. When you thought he was done, gets off the canvas to retain his title. What kind of fight are we going to see?
Well, I think we might see a similar fight like we've seen in the past with Rico. The way Cookie attacks in combinations, his angles, his stance switches. He threw, and I think in his last fight against Plasma, like an 18-punch combination. If he can shell Rico up against the ropes and let him throw those big bombs at different angles and footwork, I think he could really have a great chance. And I mean, but I think it should happen in the beginning part of the fight, because as the fight goes on and Rico gets that momentum, his leg kicks start coming in, that's one of the scariest things in the world.
All right,
so.
you got to calm down. You
I
got a
don't
long
know.
way to go.
I'm more too excited than you.
We got a long way to go, brother.
Woosah.
Let's send it in the ring. Our first fight of the night. It's Tim Hughes.
Hello, Hellredome, Arnhem. Welcome to a night of kickboxing, the biggest night of 2023 for Collision 6 here inside the Hellredome. We have so many great fights on the card tonight, culminating, of course, with 3 world title bouts in the middleweight, light heavyweight, and in the heavyweight division, we'll go for the undisputed championship as the interim champion steps in to take on the reigning champion, marking the return after 2 years of Rico Verhoeven to the glory stage. We have 3 great preliminary bouts coming up momentarily, but before we get started with the fights, help me welcome our beautiful glory girls. Here is Bella, Stephanie, Karina, and Tara. Ladies and gentlemen, your glory girls for Collision 6 tonight here in the Netherlands. As I mentioned, we have 3 preliminary bouts tonight. 5 of our 6 fighters all appeared in House of Glory, seen, of course, on Videoland here in the Netherlands, and they make their way from the house to the biggest stage in the world, a dream come true for many of these fighters. Let's get our first fighters to the ring. Please welcome Petros, Freitas.
Petros Freitas, 21-5 with 12 knockouts. This is his debut fighting out of Brazil. Joe, he won a Road to Glory Brazil tournament, but we don't know anything about this guy because he took this fight on less than 24 hours notice.
Yeah, I mean, what an opportunity to be here in Holland training. He's with Nick Hemmers here, and even before this show, you know, his coach Hemmers was saying, this kid is good, I want him in glory. Then there was an opportunity, and here comes Petros Freitas.
And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Sofian Abdulhalak, who was supposed to be fighting in this bout tonight, but had a car accident.
Yeah, I mean, so unfortunate. He was, you know, really looking forward to this opportunity, but let's wish him well and get him back in.
And now please welcome his opponent, Figgy Landman.
So here comes the guy they call Figgy. When he said, "Are you excited?" He goes, "Man, it just all feels so weird. I was in Tail of the tape brought to you by Unibet. Figgy Landman, 18 years old. I almost put him at 19. He's only 18, 5'9" with a 65-inch reach. Freitas, 9.5 inches longer with the reach. His height, 6'2" compared to 5'9".
With professional experience, a big edge going to the older Brazilian Freitas. I mean, still only 2 fights for Landman, a lot of those coming from the House of Glory, and he's still waiting for his first knockout, where Freitas, more than half of his fights come by knockout.
Here are the Glory rules. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. Punches, kicks, and knees are the legal strikes. 3 knockdowns in a round or 4 in the fight. It's a TKO.
Tonight's fights will be scored using the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns, followed by damage, then the number of clean scoring strikes with spectacular offense, followed by normal scoring strikes. Finally, if there's no clear advantage, judges give it to the aggressor.
We have open scoring for this fight. 5 judges scored on the 10-point must system. Additional points are deducted for knockdowns or rule violations. You'll see the scores on the screen after each round.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He is a Road to Glory Brazil champion. On short notice, steps into the Glory ring, bringing with him a professional fight, 21 wins with 5 losses, 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 6 feet 2 inches tall, 1.90 meters, he weighed in at fight time at 170.4 pounds, 77.3 kilograms. Fighting tonight out of Brazil, ladies and gentlemen, it's Petros Cabalinho Freitas. Here now is his opponent, fighting out of the white corner. He is a House of Glory semi-finalist, young professional record, 1 win, 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, 1.76 meters, and he weighed in at 169.8 pounds, an even 77 kilograms. Fighting out of the Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Figgy Landman. And your referee for this contest is Jan Frana.
Okay, fighters, hands. Listen my commands, respect the rules, okay? Good luck, back to the corners.
Joe, normally the fighter that takes a fight on less than 24 hours is mincemeat. You expect him to come in and lose, but that's not the case here.
Judges,
No, he looks tall, he looks strong, he looks composed.
And remember, Figgy's only had 2 pro bouts. Scheduled for 3 rounds. Figgy Landman in the black, Freitas in the red.
That Freitas going to those calf kicks. Where even speaking to Landman, he was saying, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I like to adjust on maybe box kick. He likes to change and adapt on the fly.
Good low kick from Figgy.
Yep, Figgy trying to use his head movement, peekaboo, to get inside. He's got that body frame like a Mike Tyson. Being the shorter fighter, it's about really working inside. Good job.
Stop! Stepping.
Landman closing the distance. That's what you have to do when you've got about a 7-inch reach advantage. Disadvantage, excuse me.
Yep, nice counter to get inside again.
Sit up. 1 technique only, okay? Fight.
Freitas really has to use that reach with his jab, his front kicks, but really enjoying those calf kicks.
Look at the size of the thighs on Figgy Landman.
Stepping.
Got a nice, strong, stocky build. As he gets older and matures, that's going to get more and more powerful. Remember, Figgy, this is only his 3rd professional fight. He looks great in there.
Very composed so far. He was in the House of Glory, which was a reality show airing in the Netherlands in Dutch on Videoland. So if you haven't seen it, we forgive you. But it looks like a lot of great talent coming out of that program, including the fighter we're looking at right now.
Yep, now he's trying to stand switch to get inside. Freitas just keeps kind of circling around.
Ooh, nice high kick.
Nice combination, switching stances with the overhand. Figgy Landman looking impressive.
Under a minute to go here in the first round, and so far Landman has looked really good.
Yep. Even though Freitas is throwing, you see Landman just keep walking forward and countering. Now mixing the body and the head. Being a shorter fighter, that's the move. Hit the body, the head will fall.
Kudos to Freitas for taking this fight. I mean, your glory debut, you just come in on less than a day's notice. Who knows what kind of shape he's in.
Nice knee from Freitas. That's what he has to do. He knows Landman's going to work his way in.
Oh, good jab.
As he switched stances. Look at that shifting footwork.
Yeah, imagine what he's going to be like when he's 24.
Yeah, look at those overhands in that little stocky frame. Look at him go with that shifting stance. Look at that blasting left hand.
What an opening round in his glory debut for Figgy Landman.
See here the way Landman kind of works his way in, switching stances, throwing that overhand, sets it up with these jabs and straight punches. For the 18-year-old, he's showing great technique, entering footwork, changing body shots with overhands, fighting the taller fighter. Great promise and great first round.
Well, Landman looked great. How would you rate Freitas in that first round?
Well, I felt he held back a little bit. I mean, he's holding back maybe the big stage, the 24 hours notice, but he needs to start opening up. I think he's waiting too long. I think he needs to be first. That's the key. Yep, keep those knees.
He loves those knees.
Oh, look at these overhand bombs from...
One of the judges gave Freitas that first round.
Yep, don't know what he was watching. But look at these inside work and the way he moves his head, switches his stances. That's very impressive footwork.
Joe, he does appear to be a bit of a headhunter.
Yeah, I mean, I think, good point. I think mixing low kicks again would be it. He's kind of looking too much for the overhand where the legs are open for him.
But again, if it's working, why switch it up? 24 headshots landed. Nice job on the stats there, Dave in the truck.
Do you like the way Landman's defending those knees and then countering with overhands?
Time.
But Freitas is doing a better job at being more active. He's got to work.
Time. Fight.
Yeah, it's hard to know where you are physically, Joe. I would think you can't go all out in the first round, have nothing left, but at some point, it's a rate of diminishing returns.
Yep, he's going to have to find that pace, especially 24 hours notice.
And another jab on the button there from Figgy.
It's usually the taller fighter landing the jabs.
You know, Mike Tyson had a great jab. You don't think about it. Go back and watch his fights.
Stop. Stop. Fight.
We're halfway through this fight, and Freitas is trying to get something going offensively.
Stop.
I think he's relying really heavily on those knees, which is a good strategy, but the way Figgy's defending those knees is he comes in with that high guard and then counters. It's working.
Only 3 kicks so far for Freitas, or excuse me, for Landman. Ooh, good front kick.
Stop.
Landman bringing out all the arsenal.
There's some low kicks for you. Oh, good left hand for Landman. His corner urging him to follow up with something.
Yeah, it is a good strategy to knee, but what's the counter to that knee? Big overhand punches. So he's got to be careful when he throws that knee. He needs to get the perfect time in, otherwise he'll be on his back.
Oh, straight right hand. Landman definitely landing the bigger shots.
Yeah, snapping Freitas' head back.
Yeah, Freitas has had the knees to the rib cage, but other than that, nice takedown.
Stand up.
But even those knees from Freitas, those are off the forearms of Landman too, so I wouldn't really necessarily call those landing knees. Yeah, see, that's off the forearm.
Another great round for the 18-year-old who's only in his third pro fight.
Stop!
GloryShop.com is your destination for all the latest Glory merchandise, including signed event posters, the latest sweats, shirts, hats, and more. Visit GloryShop.com.
Continues to be a great round for Figgy Landman. Found that front kick, but it was all about him continually trying to press forward as Freitas was trying to throw those knees. And then look at Figgy trying to counter with those big overhand bombs, and there he finally got a nice overhand there.
Well, Joe, what would you be telling Freitas right now when you know your opponent's only throwing basically his hands?
Well, I mean, ideally, if you had the energy, it's use your jab, use your front kicks, try to time him with the knee as he comes in, circle and move. But at this point now, if I'm Nick Hemmers, it's probably just go. Do what you can, get the offense and fight, scrap.
Looks like he's going to need a knockdown here in the third round. Let's see if Petros Freitas has it in him. Third and final round.
Great countering from Figgy.
3 of the 5 judges gave that round to Freitas. Maybe we're watching a different fight, but it all comes down to this last 3 minutes, Joe.
I don't know what's happening here, but all of those knees were off the forearm. They were getting countered. I definitely agree with that one. Definitely disagree.
Well, Freitas did pick up the pace last round, strikes by round, but the more damaging strikes were certainly from Figgy. Judges like different things, Joe.
Well, it's damage, right? When you see someone's head snap back like that.
But credit to Freitas, who's coming out, like you said, and just going.
Yeah, go, go, go.
I mean, you're fighting an 18-year-old kid who's got stars in his eyes. This is a big moment for him. You've had 27 pro fights.
Yep, go. And sometimes with fighting, you want all the perfect shot, the technique. Sometimes throw that all out and just go. Make it a street fight. Go. Get messy.
Again, straight down Route 1 works for Figgy. You know, judges are probably seeing now that Freitas is the one pushing the pace.
Yeah, he's pressuring now. It's very rare we saw Landman against the ropes. You can see the mouth open a little bit, less power from Figgy.
When you carry all that muscle, you get fatigued quicker, or so they say.
Stop! Step back!
You could hear Nick saying, keep him there. His trainer, Nick Hemmers, basically he was like, look, you can smother his punches. He's only got those big overhand hooks.
Well, especially now, if the judges gave Freitas the second round, they're definitely giving him in this round. It's Figgy that needs to come forward now.
Who would you rather be right now, Joe?
Well, I think based on the scorecard that we saw, I would have to say Freitas.
Yeah, and Figgy looks like he's fading.
Yep. But again, I do disagree with that second round. I think, you know, Figgy was up 2-0. But it is what it is. It's the past now.
But with open scoring, he should know exactly where he stands.
Yep. That's the beautiful thing about open scoring. Definitely hear the urgency in Freitas' corner.
Oh, good left hand. Literally at this stage, one big strike could tilt it in your favor.
Yep, 15 seconds. I think Figgy's got to let those bombs go again. And Freitas just keeps, this was his best round, let's be honest.
Yeah, you have to give him this round. So it does hinge on that second round, and these scorecards are going to be all over the place.
That's over.
Good effort by both of these men, especially Freitas, on less than 24 hours notice.
Oh, very impressive. The way he kind of went there and kind of pushed out. His first round was a little bit slower, but he gained momentum and did well.
Nice way to start the show, ladies and gentlemen. 1 down, 10 to go. We are live in the Netherlands.
His reign over the division now dates back to April of 2013. It's the King
And that's it. Surely it's over now. About that, from Bahrain, Raja Jai. Let's take a look at our highlights, Joe.
In great first round here for Figgy Landman. His pressure, the way he was switching his stances, those big bombs and overhands he was throwing. We had Freitas really looking to try to land his knees, keep his distance, but the young men just kept coming forward, being aggressive, getting offline. But in the second round, Freitas started to pick things up a little bit, starting to get a little bit more active. Remember, taking this fight on less than 24 hours notice. It took him time to get going. But still, Figgy Landman, so impressive, finding those overhands, walking right into those knees and countering. And this is the third round where they both had to really dig deep. Good combination work from both of these fighters. Both have a lot of potential. I mean, think, an 18-year-old against someone who took it on 24 hours notice. Great performance.
Here are the Glory strike count statistics, and pretty similar. 55 of 171 for the Brazilian. Landman 62 of 176. It was a close one. Just how close? Let's find out. Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. They give us back a split decision. Let's take a look at the totals. 2 of our 5 judges scored the bout 29-28, Freitas. 2 judges have it 29-28, Landman. And our 5th and final judge scores the bout 30-27 for your winner by split decision, Figgy Landman.
I'm here with your winner, Figgy Landman. Man, this has to be an amazing feeling. 18 years old, this is your 3rd professional fight, and look where you just won, man. How are you feeling?
I feel all right. I'm really happy with this win. It's very important for me, and yeah, I'm really happy.
What did you think of your performance? The way you were coming forward, throwing those bombs, you wanted a knockout.
Yeah, I wanted a knockout, but it was a bit sloppy, but I'm glad that I won this fight. Thanks to the opponent, because yesterday he got a question if you want to fight against me, and he took that. So respect to him. So very happy with this win.
So based on your age and your performance, how much better are we going to see you get?
You're going to see me better by day. And I have to thank all that to my trainer, Marcel Fahar. Without him, I would never be here. Yeah, he means a lot to me. So respect to him. I won this fight for him, for my little brother Nefes, for everyone at home. I love you guys.
All right, let's hear it for your winner. We're excited to see him come back, Figgy Landman.
Youth and exuberance. How about that super bright smile from Figgy Landman as he wins in his Glory debut? The future couldn't be more bright for this 18-year-old. Well, coming up next, 2 House of Glory combatants square off as Robin Ciric faces Ismail Ouzgni. That's next. You're watching Glory Collision 6 Prelims live from Arnhem, the Netherlands.
Our next bout of the evening is also scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. First to make his way to the Glory ring, please welcome Ismail Ouzgni.
Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now my whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. Started from the bottom, now the whole team here. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
You're looking at Ismail Ouzgni, 3-1 overall with 1 knockout. He's fought in Glory before, but it wasn't considered a full Glory debut. It was House of Glory. Joe, what kind of fighter is he?
Well, he's one that has a lot of potential coming behind him. He's representing Morocco, nicknamed The Wave, because the way he fights, no matter what, he'll always find a way to come back. His brother fought back in Glory, Black at Glory 6 as well, so a veteran in kickboxing in his family, but just an exciting fighter with a lot of potential who can mix things up very well.
Just 24 years old, fighting out of Morocco. You can imagine how excited he was at the House of Glory, being from Morocco, that his captain was Badr Hari.
Yeah, that would be huge for you if you're a Moroccan. It'd be huge for anyone. I'd like to be coached by Badr one day.
And here comes his opponent, Robin Ciric.
Robin Ciric, Netherlands and Serbian. He's 26 years old, Joe, an extensive record, 21 wins, 6 losses, 7 knockouts. He lost in the finals of the House of Glory, where he would be facing Indy Similar next month.
Yeah, but we also seen him in some earlier Glory fights. We've seen him at Rivals 3, Glory 83, Glory 86. So he's comfortable in here. And what I think the exciting news is he has teamed up with Mike's gym. He's trained with his father for so many years. His father's still with him, but it's more of a new style, a new team with him, and he feels better than ever.
Here's our tale of the tape, brought to you by Unibet, our proud partner. Ciric, 26 years old, 5'11" with a reach of 71 inches. Ouzgni, 73 inches, 6'1", so slight height and reach advantage for the Moroccan.
With the professional experience, the big edge going to Ciric, 27 fights, 33% knockout ratio. Ouzgni still new to his professional career, but you can see 4 fights and a 33% KO ratio.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, standing on my left and fighting out of the black corner. He faced Mike Franken in the House of Glory quarterfinals. His young professional record, 3 wins with 1 loss. 1 of those wins coming by way of knockout. At 6 feet 1 inch tall, 1.86 meters, he weighed in at 169.3 pounds, 76.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Morocco, ladies and gentlemen, here is Ismail, the Wave, Ouzgni. Here now is his opponent, standing on my right and fighting out of the white corner. He made it to the House of Glory finals. He makes his 7th Glory appearance tonight. His record stands at 21 wins with 6 losses, 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, 1.82 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 169.7 pounds, an even 77 kilograms. He fights tonight and represents the Netherlands. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Robin Ciric. The third man inside the Glory ropes, your referee is Tomislav Novazel.
Fighters. Gentlemen, you know the rules. Please follow my commands. Touch your gloves if you want. Step back in the corner.
These fighters know each other well. They were both on Team Badr in the House of Glory. Ciric says he's inspired by Andy Hu.
First round, time. Fight!
Who could forget that axe kick by the kickboxing legend?
Yep.
Ouzgni in the white trunks, black gloves. Ciric in the black trunks, white gloves.
Ciric is very good with his kicking game, his spin kicks, and he has the experience, so I'm excited to see what Ouzgni can do. Nice, strong defense from Ouzgni. Confident, strong.
Ouzgni's brother, actually a kickboxer as well, Joe. He fought on the same card as you did back at Glory 6.
Yeah, he fought Mark DeBont.
Rest in peace.
Stop. Stop.
I asked him what advice Bader gave him. He said, well, he told me I was a very good fighter, and since I was such a good fighter that he expected more from me than everyone else. And that's a nice little adrenaline rush, I'm sure, to get.
Oh, yeah. You hear that from Bader for sure. You can see Ciric got some sharp eyes, though. He's trying to slip that jab counter. And he's doing a good job at it.
Step back.
He wanted an uppercut, too.
Yeah, you can see good, strong boxing from Ciric. Spending some time at Mike's gym. We know how good and powerful their boxing is.
We are under an hour away from our main card beginning. Glory Collision 6, 3 world title fights on the line. A couple of good jabs from Ciric.
Ouzgni continues to pressure. He wants to fight on the inside. He's got a good flying scissor knee. As I just said it, he set it up.
Right hand scores, and another uppercut. He'd been wanting to land that one.
Yeah, I like the angles in Ciric's punches, the way he's kind of mixing it up.
Time.
Great boxing start from Ciric.
Well, he does have a vast experience over Ouzgni. Ouzgni just 4 pro fights. Ciric 27.
Ready? Please pay attention, okay?
Ciric born in the Netherlands to Serbian parents. Thus the 2 nationalities. Boy, he's coming in a little aggressively there, and he is made to pay by the Moroccan.
Yeah, Ouzgni's trying to shell him up and then mix those knees, but the problem is Ciric is countering and is able to counter those punches. So Ouzgni's having to eat those hands, trying to throw knees.
Ouzgni nicknamed the Wave, as you said earlier, because he just keeps coming, and Ciric can attest to that right now.
Nice back and forth countering. Ouzgni always wants to give it back.
Oh, good right hand right on the jaw. Not a lot separating these 2 guys.
No, I mean, especially now, it sounds like Ouzgni's getting a little bit more comfortable. His pressure's starting to build up. Look at these combinations now, closing that distance.
Yeah, identical stats practically. Ciric with 1 more strike, and that caught it clean, and down he goes.
He just came when they just opened up in mid-range.
6, 7.
I got to see what hit him.
Step. Hands up.
I thought Ciric had the better in that exchange, and then all of a sudden Ciric went down. You've seen a lot of good exchanges here. Ciric sharp with his boxing. He goes to land the uppercut. And then we're gonna watch that. Let me see that. So he throws the uppercut, but he ate the right hand of Ouzgni and got dropped. Boom, yeah, he goes, throws the uppercut, and then bang, he went down. Yeah, it looked like that rear hand while he was trying to throw that knee was on one leg, and boom. See Big Mike and his dad trying to get him to collect himself.
A kiss from Big Mike. Let's see if Ciric can turn this around after that stunning knockdown at the end of the first round.
Ciric getting back with that aggressive boxing. Back to that uppercut. He's got to be careful with that one now.
Boy, that sweeping right uppercut. Boy, these guys are letting it all hang out.
Yeah, it's because of the high guard of Ouzgni. That's why Ciric wants to get that uppercut between that high guard, split the guard. It's the perfect shot, but an uppercut leaves your face exposed.
Nice knee again from Ciric. But he's got a mountain to climb, being down 10-8.
That lands a good jab there, switching his stances a little bit more.
A lot of skill from these House of Glory fighters.
Yeah, very impressive with such small, professional experience. I think the show, being on TV, being around Rico and Botter and Big Mike and Dennis Crowell, I think these guys built a lot of confidence.
Ouzgni said if I'm going to get a knockout in this fight, it'll probably be from a knee to the body. So keep an eye on that.
Yep, Ouzgni countering a little bit better now, as his brother's freaking out in the corner, getting him to keep going forward. Very impressive start for Ismail Ouzgni. Look at this confidence on the inside.
You can see the redness right there on the rib cage. That's the target area for Ouzgni and his knees.
This is a high volume fight.
I just feel like Ouzgni's strikes are a little bit sharper.
Yeah, they have that little bit extra pop, and there's that knee to the body. Now mixing his boxing with it. Look, doesn't clinch up at all. Breaks out of the clinch and boxes. I like that.
Step back.
He looks fresher than Ciric right now.
See a lot of good potential here in Ouzgni. We know how good Ciric is.
Ouzgni, 24 years old. Oh, he tried that uppercut, Joe, and that leaves you the most exposed of any punch you could throw.
Yeah, especially in that mid-range. I think Ciric needs to set them up a little bit better instead of just leading with the uppercut. You got to hide the uppercut. That's what makes it effective when your opponent can't see it. The problem is Ouzgni never gives you a chance to breathe.
I mean, Ciric's trying everything.
Yeah, and Ouzgni just keeps walking forward. Now switching angles and stances.
What a combination from Ouzgni, whose Glory debut is going swimmingly for the wave.
Beautiful.
Talking about me? Talking about me? Thank you, Joe.
Poetic.
Make sure you watch all Glory events on the 24/7 Fast channels. Visit glorykickboxing.com for more information. Watch Glory Kickboxing all day long. 45 minutes to go until Collision 6.
Last round. Fight!
Third and final round, Joe. We're about to see the judges' scores from that second round, but Ciric has got a lot of work to do. He needs multiple knockdowns here.
Yeah, he's got to do some work.
He needs to get back 3 points. You only do that with 2 knockdowns. And the way Ouzgni's fighting, I don't see that happening, Joe. He looks as tough as nails.
Yeah, sharp high guard defense. Fights behind that shell very well. Just very impressed.
He refuses to clinch, refuses to stop throwing punches as Ciric comes in and tries to pull him in tight.
Yeah, that's why I like his style. He'll knee you. Instead of clinching up and grabbing you, he'll take an angle and keep punching and then knee you again. It's just a nice style of continual punching and knees. And then the angles and the way he uses that hand pin to cut the angles. It's very technical stuff.
Switch knee. Ouzgni pulling out the kitchen sink here at his debut.
Fighting well with his legs. We've seen his hands work in those first 2 rounds. Now he's showcasing his kick and knee fighting.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to be trying to tangle in there with Ciric. Already up by 3 points.
He's got Moroccan blood. That means he's not stopping.
Here he is backing out.
For a second. Yeah, there we go.
Break, step back.
Well, that's what's dangerous. You can't. The problem is if Ouzgni gives space, that's where Ciric is dangerous because he's going to kind of throw those spin kicks and those unorthodox strikes. So it might be better Ouzgni to just keep pressuring and keep staying defensive. I know Ciric wants space to kick.
Break.
And there's a bit of a hold. But again, if you're Ouzgni and you see the scores, no hurry.
You got to remember, Ouzgni, this is his 5th professional fight.
Oh, good right hand. But as Ciric has to press the pace, that means there's going to be openings.
Ouzgni switching stances now, attacking the body. Finding knees to the body as well. Quick little reset for Ouzgni.
Half a minute to go. Ciric, oh, that uppercut. Why not? Throw it again.
Break, step back.
Big Mike screaming for Ciric to do something, but it's just, I don't think he has the gas, Joe.
Yeah, he doesn't have the power right now, and the way Ouzgni keeps hitting and moving, and he's still got that little pop. He is tired, but he's managing distance well and is making Ciric's night very difficult.
What a moment for this young 24-year-old Moroccan as the wave shines brightly on kickboxing's biggest night. The decision when we return.
See from this exciting fight, it was a lot of back and forth from the start. Ciric starting really well with his boxing, but it was the young Moroccan got this knockdown and continued to use this amazing pressure with boxing and knees. And you would think he would fatigue a little bit, but he just kept coming forward. The way he mixed his strikes between kicks, boxing, knees, the way he switched his stances. It was a very impressive debut. You see Ciric, the more experienced fighter, trying everything he could, moving his head, trying uppercuts. But again, the Moroccan kept coming forward, pressuring. Even with those spinning kicks, there's not enough room because Ouzgni, the wave, just kept crashing on him over and over again, not getting that space, and just an impressive win. And I'm excited to see what he can do.
Let's look at our strike count totals. Ouzgni 61 of 167 compared to 48 of 163 for Ciric. Total, those were punches. Total strikes, Ouzgni landed 16 more, including that knockdown strike. Strikes by zone right now. Ouzgni focused on the body as well as the head. Legs, good job by Ciric, but it doesn't appear to be enough. Let's make it official. Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, you watched it as it happened after 3 rounds. We go to the judges' scorecard. Let's take a look at the totals from our 5 ringside judges. 2 of the judges scored about 29-27. The 3 remaining judges all have it 30-26, a unanimous decision. All for your winner, Ismail Ouzgni.
I'm here with your winner, Ismail Ouzgni. You got to be happy with a debut like this.
Yes, I'm very happy. We trained very hard, like 5 weeks, 6 weeks.
So there is very much time in this for this match. So I'm very happy for this debut. So yeah, that's it.
You came in here with 4 professional fights. He had a lot more experience. Why were you so confident here tonight?
I told you before in the press conference, ik heb onder heter vuren gestaan. So that means I have very much. Do.
All right, well, we look forward to seeing you back. Let's hear it for your winner, Ismail Ouzgni.
What a performance by Ismail Ouzgni as his trainer picks him up. He's like, no bad mouth me, man. I'm just trying to motivate you. A great performance. Cannot wait to see him back in the ring again. Coming up next, our final prelim of the night. 2 more House of Glory fighters go toe-to-toe. You're looking at Don Snow making his full Glory kickboxing debut. He'll be taking on Gino van Steenis, who's unbeaten, nicknamed the Ghost Assassin. That's next.
The last of our 3 preliminary bouts will also take place in the welterweight division, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. First to make his way to the Glory ring, here is Gino van Steenis.
So Gino van Steenis was an alternate for the House of Glory, won his fight, Joe, so he's 1-0 with 1 knockout as a pro.
Yeah, and I mean, he does have professional MMA experience where he's 4-0. He went on the House of Glory, got his finish by way of low kicks, which is a big strike in MMA, and he says he can bring him here into kickboxing. But this young fighter has a lot of confidence coming into this ring tonight.
Yeah, and his brother, Costello van Steenis, is a professional MMA fighter with Bellator, so it runs in the family.
Now please welcome his opponent, Don Snow.
Don Snow doesn't have a nickname, Joe, but you think he looks like the rapper Genuine.
I did. The way he came in, he's sharp, he's got good style, and he's got great personality, and I think this is why a lot of people are really excited about his future here in Glory.
22 years old, also a contestant on House of Glory. He lost his only fight on the show to the winner, Anwar Ulric. Here's our Unibet tail of the tape. Final prelim of the night. 2 men in their 20s. Don Snow, 5'9.5" compared to 6 feet tall for Van Steenis. And Van Steenis with about a 6.5-inch reach advantage.
You can see both young professionals, 3 for Snow, 1 for Steenis. But both of those gentlemen are going to continue to fight, gain experience, and hopefully improve those knockout ratios as they go.
We stay in the welterweight division for our next bout, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. He fought for Team Botter in the House of Glory and won his only appearance there by knockout. He stands 6 feet even, 1.85 meters, and he weighed in at 169.3 pounds, 76.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of the Netherlands, ladies and gentlemen, it's Gino, the Ghost Assassin, Steenis. Here now is his opponent, fighting out of the white corner. He too was a House of Glory quarterfinalist. Young professional record is 2 wins with 1 loss. One of those wins coming by way of knockout.
at 5 feet 9 1/2 inches, 1.76 meters. He also weighed in at 169.3 pounds, 76.8 kilos. He too fights out of the Netherlands. Please make him welcome here, introducing Don Snow. And once again, your referee is Jan Frana.
The fighters 3 minutes. Shake hands if you want. Okay, good luck. Listen to my commands, follow the rules. Back to the corners. Judges, time. First round. Fight.
All right, 3 3-minute rounds. These men are friends. Gino told us I've already beaten him in chess. Let's see if I can beat him at fighting.
Yeah, Gino says he's going to approach it with a smart style, avoiding counters, stay long. When you're used to fighting in small gloves, you tend to move a little bit more. Counter, just like he did there, because he knows, Snow's going to be coming right forward.
That right-hand counter looked nasty, just missed.
Moving backwards, too. Snow known for his pressuring, ability to switch stances.
Looks a little bit like Anthony Pettis in the face, doesn't he?
Yeah, I can see that.
Gino van Steenis.
Ooh, with a nasty right hand, loaded up. Sharp eyes from both gentlemen.
He wants to throw that right hand, does Van Steenis.
Yep, using good feints on the outside. Yep, trying to move and backwards shot. Look at that right hand.
Caught him coming in.
Yeah, that's that right hand. I know a lot of people, if they see Sugar Sean O'Malley throw that in the UFC, it's the exact same backstep right hand. Look, he's drawing him in, and then boom, that right hand comes.
Don Snow cannot fall for that again.
Yeah, that's that avoiding counter. This is where, Don Snow wants to fight inside, hitting the body. Don Snow respects the calf kicks. That's probably why he's in southpaw. But he needs to be careful walking in.
Stop. No clinching.
That loaded right hand of Gino's just ready to rock. Yep, he's drawing him in, now setting it up with a hook cross.
Trying to split the guard every shot is Van Steenis. Snow may be getting wise to that.
Oh, Van Steenis is great offense, but good confident pressure here from Snow.
He's spending a lot of energy, though. I'll say that about Van Steenis.
Yeah, he's putting everything behind those punches.
Stop! Stay back. Hey.
Throwing punches with bad intentions. 30 minutes away, ladies and gentlemen, from Collision 6.
Excellent pressure here now. Now body work from Don Snow.
Yeah, that left to the body hurt him.
Yeah, that's the kickboxing style
Stop.
He needs to bring.
Stepping.
Heavy combinations on the inside, body, head, chop the legs. And Steenis just moves back to get some space.
Stop. Hey.
Good knee from Don Snow.
Yeah, the way he's slipping his head, bringing that pressure. Look at him go now. Body, head, uppercut, overhands.
Oh my.
He's just rocking Gino.
And now Gino fighting off the ropes. Boy, this has become a bang-bang episode.
What a fun first round. You can see Don Snow here pressuring, but as he came in, Gino van Steenis caught him with a big right hand.
How did he not go down?
Oh, and especially that momentum coming forward, walking into it. But look at this combination work from Don Snow, the way he's overhand, body work, mixing that uppercut. Just very good inside combination work. This is kickboxing right here. Just sitting and banging in the pocket.
Hij staat helemaal open voor, man. Je hebt hem onder controle, je hebt hem onder controle. Hij heeft nou je kracht gevoeld. Je moet dus scherp blijven. Hij gaat de opdracht krijgen om je meteen aan te vallen. En onder de mond is vandaag. Dat is helemaal top. Dat weer heeft.
Zeg eens op!
Tough first round to score.
Yeah, I know. I'm split. I mean, the way Gino van Steenis kind of set things up early round, but the end of the round was all Don Snow.
Yeah, the referee was looking close about maybe stepping in there. I feel like if you get a guy in that much trouble, maybe you win the round.
Yeah, especially at the end there. Last impression.
Stop!
But again, Van Steenis did land that right hand that buckled Snow earlier in the round.
Ooh, look at that counter left hand from Snow. As Van Steenis tries to return one. As he eats a knee now from Snow. Good angle cut.
Yeah, Van Steenis did exert a lot of energy in round one.
Even in the beginning of this round, he blasted a hard combo. As he goes for his calf kicks. Very good fighters in the way they counter. They both use countering very well. I do like those knees from Don Snow.
Here come those scores from round one. 4 giving it to Snow, 1 to Van Steenis.
I like that calm pressure that Don Snow has. It's relaxed, it's confident, it's loaded. Yes, I like that, the way he mixed his low kick. But I think the danger is that from that low kick is that right hand from Van Steenis.
I mean, I don't want to say that's all he's got, Joe, but he is relying heavily on that right hand.
Yeah, he's lost the ability to set it up now. He's not drawing it in. He's looking for it as a counter. He's kind of overthrowing it, which is understandable, but at this point now, he's got to try to set it up.
And he looks gassed. And Snow's just picking him apart.
Yeah, the body, head, angles, knees to the body, just doing what he wants now. Nice angles.
Yeah, it's going to be a matter of time. The body work was just too much for Gino van Steenis.
Just picked him apart. And you know, it was just a perfectly placed shot. Boom.
6, 7, 8.
Here we go. 43 seconds to survive. The hands are on the hips, Joe. His body's hurt, and he's gassed.
Look at Don Snow's face. Hasn't even changed once. He's just so focused. He's dialed in. He's got to try to find a way to get to that body, but maybe it's a hook to the head.
Oh, and a knee to the head. And I think Van Steenis should stay down.
4.
Yeah, I don't know if he has much left.
6.
Yeah.
7.
He's bloodied now, too. All right, Don Snow about to get his first stoppage in his glory debut.
Ivan Van Steenis, just grab him, hold on to him for 7 seconds. Clinch up with him. Oh, I think he's gonna go down. Snow finish it.
That is it, Don Snow.
2.
3 knockdowns in a round 4 in the fight. It's over. We put the rules on the screen, unless I read it wrong.
8, 9, out.
It is over. Congratulations to Don Snow, second round KO winner.
Very impressive. His pressure was on point, boxing sharp, body work good. Very impressive. Big show debut here for Snow.
It looked grim for him in that first round. He looked almost overwhelmed, but he stayed calm, kept his game plan together, and it paid off.
Oh yeah, that composure in his face, his composure pressure in, the way he countered, his angles, then he knew the body was there.
We make it official next.
His reign over the division now dates back to April of 2013. It's the King!
The King still reigns supreme!
You guys look beautiful!
Undisputed!
All right, let's take a look at the highlights from this spectacular fight here as Don Snow had a tough first round here as Gino van Steenis stayed long. But look at the end of this first round, the way Snow came in, used this pressure, hit the body, found uppercuts and overhands, sharp eyes, very composed, very calculated. But it's round two where the pressure started to pay off. The body work paid off. He got this knockdown here, put Van Steenis to the canvas. Again, staying laser focused and calculated, he comes in and works different knees, attacking the body. Got that second knockdown here. And then at this point now it was a matter of time before Don Snow got the finish and the TKO.
Here are the final strike count statistics. Totals at the bottom there, 64 of 153 for Don Snow, 37 of 87 for Gino van Steenis, who did most of his work in the first round. Here's Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen. Ladies.
Having some technical difficulties, obviously. Let's see if we can get Timbo turned up here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yes,
you watched it as it happened. Our referee, Jan Freitas, steps in and waves off this contest with an official time of 2 minutes, 59 seconds of that second round, declaring your winner by technical knockout, Don Snow!
I'm here with your winner, Don Snow. You gotta be happy, man, from the House of Glory to the big stage. How are you feeling after that debut win?
Definitely, I'm happy. We got the knockout. I felt like I had something to make right after House of Glory. I want to do special shout-outs, of course, to my team, my trainer, Ivan Galaz from Foss Gym, my father, Andrew, who supported me through this whole process. I want to do a special shout-out to my two best friends, Joey Koster and Ismail Hanawi. They supported me through the whole journey, the whole training camp, everything. And shout out to everyone who wanted a shout out. I'm happy. Ouz.
The first round, very difficult. He was trying to really set you up, but as the fight went on, you stayed focused and got the finish. How did you stay focused and calculated to get it done?
I just did what I always do, you know? We all saw that Gino had those devastating calf kicks. I wasn't trying to eat those, so I went southpaw, I did my thing. After the first round, my trainer told me, Don, you're ahead of this game, so keep on the pressure. That's what I did, and in the second round, he folded by pressure.
I mean, you're still new to your professional career. How much better are we gonna see you every time we come in here?
How many times? Every time, and I'm gonna be world champion soon.
All right, you heard it. Let's hear it for your winner, Don Snow.
Don Snow tried to mean mug for a while, just like now, but you got a smile out of him, did Joe, so nice job on the interviewing skills from Mr. Bazooka. We're 20 minutes away from Glory Collision 6. We'll get you ready when we return. We welcome you back inside the Helderdome here in Arnhem, the Netherlands. As we count down the minutes, you can see it on the top of the screen, to the start of Glory Collision 6. I'm Todd Grisham alongside the Hall of Famer Joseph Valtellini. And I'll tell you, Joe, I was impressed with the skills we saw from those House of Glory fighters.
Oh, it's been incredible. These young guys, they're young in age, young in their professional career, but they all fought like veterans. They all kind of brought that energy that we love here in kickboxing. Fast pace, good finishes here at the end, good level changes, good IQ. So I'm really impressed with what the House of Glory has produced.
Yeah, a nice prelim card to get you ready for what's coming next. And that's Glory Collision 6. Here is the fight card. 8 fights in all, Joe. And right out of the gate, I can't wait to see this one. Abraham Vidalas and Ahmad Chikmusa.
Yeah, just based on that style, Vidalas long, good powerful kicks, where Chikmusa's a bull. He's gonna keep coming forward, trying to take your head off. And then there's Albouni, known as Mr. Cool, but I called him Mr. Slick because the way he kind of is very slick, but the way he has that power puncher in the Tescu, that's gonna be interesting. Overmeer versus Kwasi. Honestly, a spectacular fight. If you can see, they both have unorthodox styles, and that's a rematch that has a little bit of bad blood. And anytime you see Serkan fight, you know, sleeping pills are involved.
Let's turn it to the next page, and with that, the one named wonder right out of the gate, it's Hamicha. He's been gone for 2 years with multiple injuries.
Yeah, and I mean, just from the past, we know how strong, powerful, and he's a finisher. All of his wins are way by finish, so we're excited to see him back. But then these championship fights are just beyond my expectation, especially that Boapeah visa. I'm the most excited for.
Yeah, and then there's a late replacement, Muhammad Tuashi, moving up 2 weight classes to fight Abena. Good luck to him, but he is undefeated, and who's to say he can't pull it off? And then, of course, the other. Look who's getting in the ring right now. It's Rico Verhoeven. As he's told us yesterday, Joe, he's been here so many times. He's got a U-Haul of experience behind him, and he thinks that's going to be the difference tonight against Tariq Osaro.
Well, it's definitely going to be a big factor for him. I mean, I keep mentioning these first 2 rounds are going to show a lot of what's happening here. Is Rico mentally, physically prepared for that big, strong, you know, Nigerian? Or can Rico just stay composed, collected, and go back to those low kicks? But is his knee okay to throw low kicks? So there's so many factors here, but I think the King is so experienced and been in this game for so long, I think he's going to do just great.
You know, answer me this, Joe. A lot of fighters will come out and do this while others prefer just to stay in the back. They don't even want to see the ring before they make the walk. Which kind of fighter were you?
Well, I had to see it in the beginning because I didn't want to walk out and be shocked to see so many people here. But I think it's great. It gets them comfortable to the crowd, the environment. It gets everybody looking at, oh my God, there's Rico Verhoeven. It builds the tension. It builds the hype. So I'm all right with it. I think it's good. And I mean, who am I to tell the King that you know, he should do it earlier?
Well, we saw Diaguely doing it earlier. Cookie Osaro came out as well. What's the key for Rico? When you've been out of the ring for so long, you got a young, hungry lion in front of you, you got the crowd going crazy. What's the key for him in the beginning?
I think it's just keeping mentally focused. I mean, the way he is, he's such a strong fighter. He's got great IQ. So I think it's just being patient, but understanding how dangerous, you know, Cookie is. So I think coming out, he needs to be extra defensive, be careful first, but I feel as the fight goes on, we're gonna see those wheels in motion again, and that's where Rico's the best in the world.
And that's his trainer, Dennis Crawwell, who has been with him since the beginning. You know, he's never faltered. He's listened to his plans, and things have worked out very well. Rico trying to defend his title for the 11th time, 10 years unbeaten. But I kind of sensed a different attitude from Rico this week, almost like, of course I'm gonna win. Did you sense that?
A little bit. I mean, think that's the when you've been on the throne for that long, it's like, I've been in this situation before. Every guy said they're gonna knock me out. Every guy has the answer, and what happens, you know? But we have seen Rico in trouble a few times where his eye got cut open, he's been dropped, but he gets up, and then that's where he does his damage.
All right, let's find out exactly what Rico's been up to the last 2 years since we saw him fight in Glory last.
Oh, happy to be back. So feels like home. Feels like I've never been away. It's been crazy. Dreams have become reality. You have to think about what's next. Because of course you're focusing on fighting and competing, but somewhere, you can't compete anymore. You gotta have a backup plan. I always hoped it was gonna be acting. So, and then finally got the part, lead role, sold throughout the whole world. Been crazy. And then there was the knee injury. I don't know what happened, but for some kind of reason, it was written in the stars. Yeah, it just sucks. Especially for me, because my opponent in my career, I'm like, why did this happen? I've been like through so many years. I've been like going like without injuries. First the eye, and then now the knee. I was like, maybe this is a sign, maybe this is it. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna stop on my terms. So put in the hard work again, and now we're here. And we did a crazy fast recovery, but just it's only one way to do it. It's mindset. I feel better than ever. So I'm just excited to be back. And people say, yeah, he's doing so much stuff. He's doing movies, he's doing this, he does that, and his brain and his mind is all over the place instead of fighting. Yeah, I like to do multiple stuff. I like to do multiple stuff. So, and I think I'm now in a position that I can do that. But don't underestimate the champion mindset. Yeah, the legacy is amazing, of course. We try to cement everything we do, but in the end, I don't believe it's up to me. It's up to the people to rank you somewhere in the history of greats. So for me, I just try to push the bar as high as possible for the next generation. Yeah, and now it's Cookie that won the interim title and you're gonna face me, but like for me, whoever it is, I'm ready for it. So I'm challenging myself to be a better version of me. So I'm just happy there's an opponent, and a worthy opponent that deserves to be there and everybody's excited to see. So let's outperform ourselves. That's the only motivation I have every time, every day. I want to be a better version. I want to get better. I want to be fitter. And I look at previous fights. See, why did I do that? Stuff to work on. So I'm fighting myself with whatever opponent, but it doesn't motivate me, because if they need to be my motivation, I don't know what I'm doing here. Yeah, he has his momentum. Like I said in previous interviews, he's really in a roller coaster that's going upwards. The momentum helps him a lot because he doesn't have the ring rust or whatever. He's been there multiple times this year, last year. So I think that's in his advantage. But like I said, we've got a U-Haul behind us with experience. So we've been here before. We've been out for a year, 2.5 years, a year and a half, 12 months, 13 months, 14 months, whatever. We've been there. So I know how to deal with every situation. He's like, oh, I'm gonna drop bombs and I got knockouts in both hands, and he's definitely right about that. But like all the opponents are saying, oh, I'm here to drop bombs. I'm here for the knockout. I'm gonna knock him out. How many people told you that in the last 10 years? They've all been saying it, but it's a whole different ballgame when you're in the ring. Let's see what he's gonna bring to the table this time. Because in the beginning, everybody's fit. Everybody's ready to fight. First 2 rounds, everybody trained hard and everybody's ready. But the fight ain't over in the second round. The fight is over after 5 rounds. For me, that's how I look at fights. For me, it's like a game of chess. If I can win in like 3 or 4 attacks, it's perfect. But I'm looking at what's past that, and probably it's gonna take 5 rounds. I make it as hard as possible in my mind, and then when I'm in the ring, it's gonna be, oh, this is it. Okay. Makes it easier. And definitely he deserves to be here, but he's facing a different animal. He hasn't faced somebody like me before, because there's nobody like me in the division. So let's see if he's ready for that. Yo, what's up, Cookie? You're a nice guy. I really appreciate you, and you're an amazing fighter, but you're stepping in the ring with the king, baby. So you better be ready.
So that's the story from Rico Verhoeven's perspective. Let's turn now to Tariq Osaro, Joe. You said that Rico needs to come out patient, defensive. I assume if you're Cookie, you do the complete opposite.
Exactly. You don't know where Rico's mindset is. Is he thinking about his knees? Because sometimes after a surgery, you might be like, how hesitant are you to kick? So you got to take advantage of that little mental lapse that Rico may have. We're not sure. But you can just know how dangerous it is when Cookie comes and attacks in combination.
And we saw how great Tariq really is as he defeated Antonio Plazibat to earn that interim title. A lot of people thought Plazibat was going to buzz right through him.
Yeah, but then we saw Cookie do what he does best. He was able to get Plazibat against the ropes, shelled up, and then throw these amazing combinations where he mixes his knees, uppercuts, angles, stances. It's just very special fighter. And I mean, the size of him, he's big, he's strong. And what impressed me the most, Todd, was he was just so relaxed all fight week. Like, he was smiley, laughing, even going into the ring, he was just super chill. It's like he's been here before.
Yeah, let's show you. He did go into the ring earlier, and he looks like he's been there a million times, just kind of walking through, having a good time. Some of his buddies on the training team were like, hey, we're gonna have a big party after he wins tonight in downtown Amsterdam, which I was invited to and you weren't, of course, Joe, but don't worry about it. Either way, Cookie is here to stay and believes he can indeed pull off a stunner here tonight.
Yeah, it's a dream. I mean, I was in the car last week with a friend and he said, it's crazy you said stuff like this years ago and you're now finally doing shit like this, and that's a blessing. I've been picturing that moment with me walking on the catwalk and everybody in the stadium, so that's a big moment, it's a great moment. To be honest, I've been daydreaming about it for a week now, and I'm looking forward to enjoy that walk to the ring. What a time to be alive. Being from Nigeria, it's very big. Like, I'm already the interim champ, and becoming the champ this Saturday makes me the first legit kickbox champion from Nigeria. So yeah, that's big, that means a lot, and that's what keeps me going. We like to do things big over there. So yeah, I'll take the belt with me and we'll have a big party in Nigeria. Like I said, the last press, Rico was a workaholic, so I had to become one too. And that's what I've been doing. I've been putting in the work, pushing to the limit, going beyond limits, and making sure I'm there mentally, but also physically. I'm finishing the job my other teammates started. I'm active, have the momentum, the way I am handling the pressure, I still manage to do what I come to do. I think I'm also willing and prepared to die that day, becoming champ. I think that's the strength, willing to die. Like I said, I'm built different, so I have other strengths. Crazy strengths. If you think I'm the underdog and I'm not prepared enough, you played yourself. That's the message. You played yourself. Because that means you have been only watching Rico and not watching what I've been doing. So yeah, you played yourself, man. Rico, like I said, I'm built different and I'm coming for the gold one.
The countdown continues here to Glory Collision 6. They put us up on the catwalk, Joe.
Yeah, we look pretty good up here, I'll be honest with you.
You do look good. Me a little bit more than you, but that's neither here nor there. Joe, we've got 3 world title fights, but leading into that, we've got a bunch of 1 versus 2, 2 versus 4, 3 versus 5, some incredible matchups. What do you think, besides our main event or the other 2 title fights, could steal the show?
Well, I'm going to go with that welterweight bout. I keep talking about it. Jay Overmeer versus Chico Kwasi is going to be a spectacular fight. I believe Chico's ranked number 4 right now. Overmeer won, just had a shot at Semelier, but I think that fight's going to really show who's going to be that main contender in the welterweight. They're both unorthodox, they're both spectacular offense, and those are the types of fighters, so keep a close eye on that one.
Not only do we have those fights tonight, we will also be inducting the 2023 Glory Hall of Fame member. You remember who the last 2 guys were, the first 2? One of them standing to my left. We've got, of course, the former welterweight champion of the world, Joseph Valtellini, who won that belt at Glory 17, 5-1 with 4 knockouts in his Glory career, Joe. But to be in this Hall of Fame with someone like Semi Shield, that takes it up another level, doesn't it?
Big time. I mean, such a special moment for me to be part of a list like this, and the list is going to get bigger and bigger and just more special for all of us on it.
I'm not going to tell you who it is, but we have a guy from North America in, we got a guy from Europe in, the next one not from one of those 2 continents. Okay. So rack your brain as to who's going in later tonight. Here's how to watch Collision 6 in your country. In the Netherlands, of course, always with Videoland. Our great partnership with them continues in Brazil. It's on Combate. The United States and much of the world, go to gloryfights.com. If you don't see your listing here, that's where you can find out all the information. Once again, gloryfights.com. And ladies and gentlemen, big announcement yesterday. We've got one more Glory to get to by the end of the year. It's Glory 90, December 23rd, and we're going to see Indy Semelier, Joe, defending his title.
Yeah, I mean, he's taking on the House of Glory winner, Anwar. I think it's going to be an exciting fight, but a tough one. We know how good Semelier is. He's been dominant. He keeps getting better. So it's going to be a tough challenge for Anwar, but I think he's up for it. Being on the House of Glory, as we saw in these prelims, these guys came out with this extra, kick to their step. They're confident. So I think this young guy could do very well against Semelier.
Also on that card, December 23rd in Rotterdam, we'll be having another Grand Prix qualifying fight between two heavyweights. That matchup yet to be announced. Of course, at Glory 89, we saw Levi Richters and Uku Urundal qualify after he decimated Badr Hari.
Oh yeah, I think he shocked the world with that, and I think even after interviewing him, I don't even think he was happy because he just knocked out his legend and someone he's watched forever. But that's an exciting tournament. We know how good Bahram Razamzadeh is. I think he's one of the favorites now, being a lighter fighter too. So I'm just excited to see who's the last contestant.
And that Glory Grand Prix tournament will take place at the beginning of 2024. A lot of venues, a lot of cities reaching out to us wanting to host that big tournament. So we'll let you know as soon as we do about where you can see the Glory 8-man Grand Prix. Well, that's going to do it for us from here for now, but don't blink. We're going to be right back, ladies and gentlemen. It's Glory Collision 6 live from Arnhem. Over 20,000 people will be here. Can you feel the energy? I'm trying to scream louder so you do. We'll see you back here in less than a minute.
His reign over the division now dates back